All right, how you guys doing, man? We out here, we just looking at this stucco job, and we going in and we basically just looking at what's the difference between what I call an A plus stucco job and what would I call an average stucco job. You'll see right here if you zoom in, you'll see as the guys was putting the mud in, due to the mixture and the texture of the cement, how much cement versus sand is in the mixture, you'll kind of see how it's already starting to crack up a little bit. That's what I would call, a C job, not so good. The other thing you want to look at is, although this is a sand mix, so there's a lot of sand inside the cement material, you can see that just by brushing it, you could basically get almost a flat surface. So yes, the stucco still need paint, but it just goes to show the quality of job it is and how that mixture is made, which makes you determine, or I should say, determine if you got a good job or a bad job, or a C job versus an A job, high quality job versus a standard. Yeah, these are our standard home, these are our spec homes, but we still look for a nice quality product on it. Will this become an issue later on if we go to sell or rent this house? No, not really long term, as long as we keep a good coat of paint on it, because the paint is what really makes the difference and hold this all together. And we do use a Lexan Sherwin-Williams product that seals this all in together before we put paint on it. So it's not that it's an issue, but it's just that shows you the quality of job that you got from your subcontractors. What I'm thinking is they put on the first coat heavy with that cement base. When they went in to do the actual texture, they probably was a little low on cement. So they probably added more sand to the mix than cement, and that's how you get your texture. But what I'm looking for all together is I'm looking for consistency throughout the texture. I want to make sure I don't have big splotches on the wall. I want to make sure it looks or have the same consistency all the way through. And for that, I do have. I just see some spots that looks like it's separating, a little bit of cracks. So of course I'll call the guys back out to touch up that area. They may have to do that entire wall portion just so the consistency that I'm talking about is still there. But I don't have a problem with it. I'm looking down this wall. Everything's nice, straight, flat. I don't see any wavy portions. I don't see any splotches. So could have just been a weak mixture down at that point where we seen that little crack. It could just that could have been the end of it for the day, and that a little bit more sand and cement was put in there. But just walking around taking a look at it, and it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. So you'll probably see some spots are a little bit light, a little bit dark. That's just the cement drying, all that moisture starting to come out of it. So that's okay with me too. Looking at this, I want to see how they finished around the box. Our painter will come in. Our painter will caulk all this out around the box to make everything look nice and clean and neat. Electricians did an amazing job as always. Everything's nice, straight lines. So we love that. We got our stub out for the Cat TV. On the second unit, same thing. Everything's nice and finished around. It's a spot right there I don't like. It looks like it cracked up. So we'll get them to come out and do that. Take a quick picture while I'm at it. Send it to my stucco guy. When he does that, that should be a nice repair too. So that's a good catch. You'll see down towards the bottom of the base, they want to get as low as they possibly can with that stucco. That makes a difference because we haven't final grade yet. And so they don't know exactly what that level is, but we always want to be 8 inches below, 8 inches below the finished floor of the house, just to make sure that block sits on the concrete slab. So as you can, there's just a mortar joint. So if that water level comes up there, it can seep back into the house. That is possible in a damage restoration space that I'm also in. We see a lot of that, when a hurricane comes, a storm comes, that water penetrates back through the house. It's possible. So having your stucco layer, you got your mortar base under your block, you have your stucco on the side of it, and then you have, your sealer which is your primer and your coat base of paint. So that lets that water all flows down and not come back into the house. You know, stucco is pretty, first of all, it's pretty cheap, right? So you got cement that you can mix with sand, you know, to beef it up and spread it out versus siding where you got to pay linear feet and it's more skilled to put on, I would say. So you got your labor cost versus your material cost. And that material cost, you know, is a pre-made material, so it can get pretty expensive. You still got to seal it and you still got to paint it. So stucco is the way to go. It's a long-lasting finish, especially in Florida. Uh, it's pretty waterproof, water solid, as long as you got a nice coat of paint on it. You know, so that's the only thing about stucco. Stucco lasts the longest in my book. So that's the way we go. But anyway, the job looks good, man. I'm not gonna hold you. This is stucco. It's a cement mix. The texture looks good. No, no splotches, no blotches all over the place, and it's pretty straight. So all in all, you know, I would say this is a a C+ job, which is what we do. We got different subs for different assets of the work, and this sub did a great job for the spec home that we got here.